In my last video, I mentioned that I would build a volleyball rotation website, use Code. I first got into web coding back in June of last year. Now it's been a full year. What have I gained and actually built in that year? That's what this video is all about. First, I made was a WeChat mini program for finding volleyball partners. You open it up and it locates other player near you. Then there's a volleyball rotation tool, which visually teaches you how rotation work. Besides, I've been building an AI thumbnail generator, where you type in a prompt and it builds an thumbnail of your YouTube video. There are pretty simple projects, and this video isn't really made for professional programmers. But if you also happen to know nothing about code, and the AI news you keep scrolling past every day makes you want to give web coding a shoot to build a project of your own, then the tips I'm about to share, the ones I picked up by hitting my one wall after another, might just help you out. I start out with Cursor and use Codex for a while, and now I'm on Claude in the terminal. Some of you, I totally understand when you first start out, may feel a little confused by software that runs in that black command line. But honestly, I just treat it like a chatbot that lives in my terminal. I type to it in plain language, just like have a conversation. Control V to paste an image. It's got memory too. So if you want to pick up where you left out later, you just type the / command resolve and it pulls the conversation back up. And you don't need to understand a single line of code it writes. Every time, it automatically sums up what it did and tell you the result. Oh, / commands. That's one of the things I really love about Cloud Code. At its core, it is a way of programmers to package their most used prompt into a one-tap command. If you tap this in the terminal, you will find a whole list of commands to choose from. There are 10 I find myself use most / usage. It shows you clear as day how many tokens this conversation used, how many lines of Cloud Code wrote, and how long the project been running. Or / context. This is Cloud's current memory window. These purple blocks are what's been used up. The empty ones are what's left. You use it when you want to know how much context space you are still got. These are way more commands for you to explore on your own. I'd really recommend checking out Cloud Code official docs. There are a lot more detailed tutorials in there. But because it runs in the terminal, it has a lot of permissions. It can do things a regular chatbot just can't. For example, you can tell it in one sentence to clean up the folders on your desktop, or to go download and install software off GitHub by itself. Basically, anything doesn't need your personal to show up for, it can handle. So my recommendation, just fill up Cloud Code and get started. Once we've got our hands on a tool this powerful, the challenges are coming. What should I actually make? I think a great way in is to treat yourself as your first user. Think of the product you use every day. Is there an experience that really bugs you? I think that's a point. For me, my day job is being a volleyball coach. One of the biggest pain points is coached kids. They just can't wrap their hands around volleyball rotations. They don't know where to stand where. I had to use a whiteboard and explain it over and over, which is quite frustrating. And I tried just about every volleyball rotation website out there, and none of them gave me what I needed. In the past, I wouldn't just settle and make do, but now I've got Cloud Code, so I think, why do I just build one myself? I really think web coding is the best tool this era has handed us. We were basically being given an external, super powerful coding brain. In the past, taking an idea from your hand to something actually usable mean years of learning to code, or a whole engineering team standing between you and the finish line. Now, that distance has been squeezed down to a few hours. You don't need to know the syntax. You don't need to know architecture. You just need to clearly say what you want. And this brain fills in the rest. Once you find a good idea and you start building alongside AI, there's another point I think really matters. You need to give the AI very clear instruction about what you want, because weak instruction will never give you a good result. Let me give you a coach example. Like tell your player to just do whatever. No target, no numbers, no hit. Most of them are going to meet your instruction at the lowest bar possible. It happens all the time. So the way I say it, you can treat AI like a super smart new hire on their very first day. They were incredibly capable, they can do anything, but they have no idea what's in your hair. So the vaguer your prompt are, the more they will freestyle. They will let themselves be an improviser, and the more stuff they will build and you don't actually want. Here's a little tip. After you give the AI a command, don't let it rush off and start executing. First, have it restate your requirements back to you, or even have it lay out its technical plan. Once it's accurately described what you are after, then you let it get to work. There's an even smoother way to do this. Claude Code's plan mode. Just hit Shift Tab to switch into it. Once you are in, AI won't rush to change your code. Instead, it lays out exactly how it planned to do it, which file it will touch, how many steps, what approach it will take. You look it over, give it the nod, and then it starts. And if you spot a problem, you can tell it to fix it right there on the spot. Okay, during my time web coding, my biggest takeaway is this. What it really put to the test isn't whether you can write code. It's whether you actually know what you want. AI's ability to build things is only going to get stronger. No doubt about it. But what you want to make and why you are making it, your motivation, that's the thing this era leaves truly yours. The one thing only you can answer. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I'd love for you to subscribe. I'll keep sharing my web coding journey. See you in the next one.